Hey guys, my name is Tim Schmoyer and welcome to another Youth Questions videos where we answer real questions from real teens about real life. This week's question is a really good question, and in case you're wondering why I'm in my garage, we're about to go visit someone, but more on that in a second. This question is very transparent. I love it. It says, why does God never seem to satisfy and leave me feeling empty? Why would I choose Him over something that would give me a rush or a high? That is an awesome question. We are going to go visit a pastor and see what response he gives. So let's get going. New Life Christian Church. So for a guy named Jeremy. Let's see if we can find him.
Hey.
Found him.
How's it going? Come on back.
Why does God never seem to satisfy and leave me feeling empty? Why would I choose Him over something that would give me a rush or a high? Good question. Pastor Jeremy, what do you think?
Well, yeah, that is a good question. And I would say that it's tough to answer just because I would like to know the circumstance or why doesn't God satisfy? Because really, to me, He does. And these rushes and these highs, they don't. They last for 30 seconds or however long the rush or the high is, and then it's over, and you actually feel worse or like, all right, what's the next thing? All rushes and highs seem to need to be topped off by something better later, and so reality says that they don't satisfy, they don't make it fun. But does God satisfy? Absolutely. But that's why it says circumstantially, because have you put everything in? Have you put everything that you have into God and allowed Him to satisfy? Or is it kind of like, well, I'll try this, kind of like trying, I don't know, anything else?
Yeah.
Driving fast. That's what I like. That's fun.
Really old pizza.
Yeah, that's right.
Sick.
I mean,
Well, that didn't give me a rush.
No. And have you put everything that you have into God? Because if you do, He does satisfy. But if you don't, if you're just going to try Him, He's an all or none kind of a guy.
The question seems to imply that you're expecting an emotional response, some sort of warm, fuzzy feeling from God, and you're kind of comparing like a relationship with God to some sort of warm, fuzzy feeling that you would expect to get from skydiving or from like a drug or something like that. And I don't think God's on that same level as an emotional response. It's primarily a relationship. And if you're just looking for some sort of emotional response, I think you're kind of looking for the wrong thing. What should they expect to get out of this instead of a relationship?
Peace and purpose. Having a reason to get out of bed each day, having a reason to live. Not that anyone is suicidal, but just that, you know what, we all come to grips at some point with why are we here? Who are we? And what do I have to do while we're here? And that's what I've found is my own purpose. Mm-hmm. Like I say, not that I was suicidal, but I had no vision. I had nothing to run after. I watched people in my own family, my own uncles and aunts, which I have a ton of them. Some of them like chasing money. Some of them chased careers. Some of them chased, lots of things. Alcohol and all of that stuff. I didn't see any positive in that. I didn't see any satisfaction.
Satisfaction,
sure.
Yeah. And all those things usually only satisfy temporarily, you know. The drugs, the rush, and there's nothing wrong with like good wholesome rushes. I think as soon as we start to think that that's what a relationship with God should be like, then I think we start to misunderstand it. So instead, our relationship with God should be based on His Word, should be based on knowing that He's got something bigger for us than we have even planned for ourselves, and really just doing our best to dig into that relationship with Him and finding out what that is. Not because it'll give us some really great big emotional response and we'll feel like lighthearted and or anything. I don't know what that was, but
I think those were warm fuzzies or something like that.
yeah, something like opera singing is what it sounded like.
Yeah,
But all those things are like fine and good, but they're all kind of temporary. Got a text message, and eventually, like all the things that we might associate naturally with like a high or a rush, those things do so for a period, but then in the end, they end up destroying us, and they end up hurting us, and they have more consequences than the consequences we don't anticipate at the beginning. And I don't really think that's the kind of thing that God wants us to do, because they look good at the beginning, but they end up hurting and biting us in the butt pretty hard. I've never seen someone's life like alcohol, for example. Someone who likes I'm just gonna drink and drink and drink, and this is so good, and their life didn't eventually suffer consequences, or drugs, or speeding. If you do that all the time, you can run into some pretty tough consequences. But God's plan is one to protect us, to give us life, to give us hope, and give us a future. Not necessarily the warm fuzzy fuzzies inside.
Yeah, those things are meant for destruction, and God is definitely meant for life. That's where He's at.
Cool. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking. Comment below this video. Let us know how would you respond to this question, whether you're a Christian or not, or you believe in God or don't believe in God. I know many of you probably are like, this God stuff's a bunch of bull anyways, but we'd love to hear what you guys are thinking. Comment below, or even better yet, why don't you click right here and leave a video response, and we'd love to actually hear you and see what you guys have to say. Hope this has been helpful for you guys. Check out the links in the description below this video on YouTube. There you'll find a link where you can anonymously submit your own question for one of our upcoming videos, as well as links to connect with us on Facebook and Twitter. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you click the subscribe button above this video on YouTube so you get a notification of each of our upcoming videos as soon as we upload them. That'd be awesome, and we'll look forward to connecting with you guys again later for another Youth Questions video. Bye.